This is going to be a quick one today. I've just got some pill bottles here. I'm just going to take them and modify them and make them into some 118, 112 container barrels. I'm going to rough them up with sandpaper and then get them painted, and let's see what they look like. Alright, so I got all these guys spray painted and weathered, just kind of like a base coat here. And this is when I just start messing around with what I can use them for, either containers or for other things. Like for this one, I'm thinking it could be a moisture vaporator, and the thing that collects water in the Star Wars universe, and then it's just a matter of putting stuff together. Now this is from a filter, or it's from a water bottle, and it contained like a cartridge that's used for flavoring water. I know it looks like something else, but that's not what it is. So I figured put this on top of here, and then this is where those things that I buy at Goodwill come into play. Then this, I figure, can be drummeled and put on top right here, and that'll be the basic shape of the moisture evaporator. So that's an idea. And then I came up with another idea. So this might be a repurposed container or just a general pylon. So take two of these. I'm going to turn this upside down, and then I'm going to put this here. And from this point, I was thinking I could use this as something that, if you're at Mos Eisley and you wanted to make sure your vehicle or your alien camel thing, you wanted to make sure it didn't get stolen, then you would just tie your speed bike or chain your speed bike or your camel up to it. Now, I thought it would be good to take this, and then there's some mesh that I have, and this is probably my favorite stuff that I like using. This is used to protect tree bark from deer, so they don't eat the tree bark off. And it's a little bit pricey, but you can get like a roll of it. And I got a roll here, gigantic roll. This goes all the way down to the ground for 90 bucks. And this has got a like lifetime supply of this stuff in it for what I'm using it for. And I use it for everything. I use this for, you can use it for like mesh that, you know, that characters can climb on, for structures. You could even make like little, if you cut it up, you could even make like little ladder rungs if you get rid of this area here in your picture, just cutting all around that and getting rid of that middle portion. You can make flexible ladders out of it. You could use it for just background to put stuff on, weapons. I mean, you could use it as a safety net. There are infinite uses for this thing. So even though its upfront cost is like 90 bucks at like Lowe's, I mean, you're talking about getting years out of this stuff. But I kind of got off on a tangent there. what I want to use it for this is I'm going to wrap it around this thing, and then I'm going to use it to be like steel cabling that you can take and take chains and hook up hover bikes and the camels to, stuff like that. So I thought that would be a neat use for it. And then I just have this large one. I'll probably just use it for a basic container, but you can get creative with these things. I mean, I got a bunch of 3D printed pieces off of just off of eBay, and then you can put these on here, kind of make it look a little more, give it a little more character. So I'll do that and I'll show you guys the end result. But before I do that, there's something else I want to show you. Like with these structures, you know, there are times where you want them to have some weight to them, so that way they're stable, or by their very nature, this is going to be like a pylon that is used to keep, you know, people from stealing bikes and camels and whatnot. And then you want it, by its very nature, you'd want it to have some weight. I know that's probably an anal detail, but the nice thing about these things is that you can take the lids off and you can get like cheap aquarium rocks, and then you can put them in there, and that'll help just give them additional weight. And you don't necessarily have to use aquarium rocks. You could go even cheaper. You could use sand. You could use rocks you find in the yard. I mean, just something to help give it kind of a good stable center of balance and some weight to it, so it doesn't get knocked over. So I thought I'd just mention that too. But now with everything said and done, all I need to do is take these spray painted containers and do some detailing and put them together. Shouldn't take long. Shouldn't take long at all. Be done in a jiffy.
4 hours later?
Yeah, that took forever. So I feel like I spent half the day doing it, but that's what happens. But things are done, so I'll show you what's going on here. So the pylons here, and you've got like steel mesh right here. I will just say it's in essence unbreakable steel mesh, and this thing I'm gonna make into a hover bike. And this of all things is a leg from a Avatar mech. But when I broke it apart to use it for other things, like other parts used for other things, I looked at it and I was like, man, that some modification, that's going to be a hover bike for sure. So I got Boba Fett, and he is taking a chain and connecting it to that pylon, so that way it doesn't get stolen from the cantina here. And then coming over this way, you got, I believe his name's Kirby, and he is tying up his master's camel here. And the next thing you got is the moisture vaporator. So I'm probably going to add more color to at least the two pieces I'm going to show you here, because it just, I like the way it's weathered, but I feel like just a splash of like dry brush color would really make it pop. You know, not too much, but enough where it still looks rusted and weathered, but so it looks like it was painted at one time. So these pieces are the 3D printed pieces. They really are like the cherry on top. Really make the piece come to life. And then the last thing, I got a container here holding whatever. It's got a digital readout here. And making these probably took me, probably did take me 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours, I would say, just from making them up in my head, and then preparing it, and then spray painting it, and doing some weathering on it with some acrylic paint. But you know, you can take stuff lying around your house, and with I'm not going to say it's easy, but with some a lot of effort, you moderate to a lot amount of effort, you can make it look good and fit right in with your Star Wars sci-fi setups. So that's all I got. Talk to you later. Bye.